Christine is 43 years old, a teacher, a mother of 2 daughters. A year ago, she hiked every weekend, went out with friends, drove alone on the motorway. Today, she hasn't left her flat in 11 days. She isn't ill. Nothing dramatic happened. Nobody died. Nobody left. Her world shrank, slowly, imperceptibly, like a jumper washed at the wrong temperature, until she no longer fits inside it. Christine has agoraphobia, and she can't say exactly when it began. What agoraphobia really is, there is a fundamental misunderstanding about agoraphobia. Most people think it means fear of open spaces, fields, sky with no edges. But the people who live it know it isn't about that. It's about exits, or more precisely, the absence of them. The person with agoraphobia isn't afraid of the space itself. They're afraid of what might happen if they can't get out in time, if they're trapped, if they're too far from wherever their brain has declared safe. A lift, a cinema, a plane, a car on the motorway, a busy restaurant. The space doesn't matter. The exit does. And when your brain starts calculating the distance to the nearest exit in every room you enter, you've stopped living. You've started surviving. Stephen is 46 years old, an engineer, an active man his whole life. His first panic attack happened on the underground between 2 stations. A few minutes in which escape was impossible, and the certainty that he was dying, total. He never went back on the underground. Logical, human. But something strange happened in the months that followed. The map of places where he felt safe shrank without him noticing. His wife asked him one evening, "Stephen, when did you last go to a restaurant?" He stopped and thought. He couldn't remember. And to a film? Silence. And to the park with the children? Stephen left the room without answering, not out of unkindness, but because the answer frightened him more than any underground ever had. Agoraphobia doesn't announce itself. It arrives quietly, dressed as caution and common sense, until the caution becomes a cage, the world that shrinks. There is a moment in the course of agoraphobia that many people describe in strikingly similar ways. Not the moment of the first attack, but the moment they realize their world has truly become small. For Christine, it was an ordinary morning. Her daughters were waiting at the door for school. She stood in the hallway with her hand on the door handle, and she couldn't press it down. Not physically. Her hand worked perfectly, but something in her, something she couldn't name and couldn't explain, flatly refused. "You go ahead, loves. I'm not feeling well." The 3rd time that week, the girls left. Christine stood with her back against the door and felt something she'd never felt before. A deep, quiet shame at her own fear. And that shame, more than anything else, kept her inside for 11 more days. What the family lives through. Christine's husband took over everything. Shopping, school runs, social occasions, which she hadn't attended in months. At first, he was present and understanding, worried. But after 8 months, he came home one evening and said quietly, "Christine, I can't be your legs anymore." Not with cruelty, with exhaustion. And Christine, who knew he was right, who wanted with everything in her to be different, cried through the night. In the morning, her older daughter, 16 years old, asked with a maturity that hurt, "Mum, are you going to get better?" Not when, not how, but are you going to? Agoraphobia doesn't only isolate the person living it, it changes the entire family, turning children into carers and partners into permanent companions. And nobody in that equation chose any of it. The path toward healing. People who have come through agoraphobia describe recovery in a surprisingly similar way. Not as a dramatic moment, not as a sudden clarity, but as a series of small moments, almost ridiculous in their simplicity. The first afternoon, sitting on a bench outside the building, 5 minutes. The first bus journey, 1 stop. The first meal at a restaurant, at a table near the door. Stephen describes the first day he took the bus to work after a year and a half. I stood near the door the whole way. My hands were sweating, but I got there. The second day, the same. The third, the same. The 10th, easier. Recovery from agoraphobia is not a leap. It is an accumulation of small moments in which the brain discovers, again and again, that the world outside is not its enemy. Ancient wisdom. There is a thought from ancient wisdom that seems to describe the trap of agoraphobia perfectly. One who looks too far ahead finds no peace in their soul. The person with agoraphobia does not live in the present. They live in everything that could go wrong, in every blocked exit, in every imagined attack. And it is precisely this, looking toward an imagined and dangerous future, that keeps them prisoner in the smallest possible present. Paradoxically, the path to freedom doesn't pass through seeing further. It passes through seeing closer, through being present exactly where you are, on the bench outside the building, on the first seat of the bus, at the table near the door. Here now, that's all. Christine went outside yesterday, just to the letterbox, 30 seconds. Her daughters were waiting at the door when she came back. The older one hugged her without saying a word. Christine cried, from that strange mixture of shame and pride that only someone who has fought an invisible fear can understand. Stephen has been taking the bus to work for 3 weeks. He stands near the door, but he goes. The road back into the world is not spectacular. There are no fanfares. It is a letterbox. It is a bus. It is 1 step on a pavement. But it is yours. If you recognise yourself in Christine or Stephen, or if someone you love is living this invisible shrinking of the world, like this video and help someone else find it. Subscribe to the channel. Every week we talk about things that genuinely matter, about you and the people around you. Tell us in the comments, is there a place you haven't been able to go back to for a long time? We're here. See you in episode 4.